Today, we're diving into a topic that has changed my life forever. So, they say having a system or developing a system is the way to go and will make your life better. But how do we exactly find a system that works for us? And is there anything that really works? Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is going to be my first ever scripted YouTube where I've spent a lot of time doing some research on one particular topic. And today that is about finding systems, or if there is anything that exists out there in the world that actually works. I'm still in my own journey of finding a system that works for me, but I have stumbled upon a few things that seem to be working so far, and I thought I'd just dive into this topic. Today, we're diving into a topic that has changed my life: how to find your way by creating a system that works for you. Whether you're feeling overwhelmed, stuck in a rut, or just curious about becoming more productive and fulfilled, this is for you. So let's get into it. First, let's talk about why having a system matters. Systems are like your personal blueprint for getting things done. They're not just about productivity, they're about creating a framework that helps you thrive, whether it's at work, in your hobbies, or managing your life. And yes, for me, I'm trying to get all of these things done, and I have so many hobbies. If you know me a little bit, you know that I have a lot of hobbies, and I have a lot of internal conflicts always going on. Like, should I go to the gym or should I do a hobby? When should I start painting? When will I start purchasing my first pottery wheel? And the list goes on and on and on. So, here are some major key points to take a look at. Number one, systems reduce decision fatigue. When you have a plan in place, you don't waste mental energy deciding what to do next. So, this kind of frees up your mind for more important tasks. Number two, systems create consistency. Consistency beats motivation every time. A good system keeps you moving forward, even on days when you don't feel like it. And I think a lot of us YouTubers are having the trouble of being consistent. So that's why I guess we're talking about systems that will help us be consistent. As for me, I've been experiencing that physically being somewhere will actually just force me to be in the mental mode, to have that mentality that I need to get something done. So sometimes I find myself just reserving rooms at a local office space, or I will go and just sit at a coffee shop because I know that by forcing myself to do that, I will start reading a book or start working on a project. So those are some things that we could do, but it's not necessarily keeping me consistent. So thinking about ways to keep consistent, I think, is the main focus here. Number three, systems are adaptable. Your system isn't set in stone. Believe me, it evolves with you as the day changes, our lives change, day by day, week by week, month by month. And so I think that's why a lot of us struggle with, even if we have like strict plans set in place, it's so hard to keep with them because our daily lives and our situations are evolving around our lives every day. And it just makes it hard because we need to adapt to the different situations that we're living through. So having the system, and just thinking of how it evolves with you and allowing yourself to be flexible, I think is really important. For example, take my morning routine for instance. I used to jump out of bed and straight into work, but it left me feeling drained. Nowadays, I begin the day with a little routine that I do in bed where I'm stretching my legs and my arms and my fingers and trying to get away from the mornings where I would just stomp into the bathroom and start thinking about all the things I needed to do. So after stretching, I would do a little bit of journaling and drinking some warm tea. This would help me to keep my thoughts simple, but also it helps to set the tone for a productive day. Steps to create your own system. So let's break down how you can create a system that works for you. Everyone's different, so your system will be unique to your lifestyle and your goals. Define your priorities. Start by identifying what really matters to you. Is it health, career growth, family time? Knowing your priorities will help you design a system that aligns you with your values. I wanted to prioritize fitness and creativity for my life, so I blocked out specific times for workouts and creative projects in my schedule. Has it always been successful? Of course not, but just thinking about it makes me happy, and it continues to force me to, at least by thinking about it, I think I take a little step at a time to move towards this goal. Experiment and reflect. Trial and error is your best friend. Try different approaches, but make time to reflect on what's working and what's not working. I thought waking up at 5 a.m. would make me more productive, but I found I work better in the afternoon. So I shifted my schedule and felt much better. And also, I've been able to tick off some major things. Actually, not major, but very minor things on my to do list that have been bugging me for such a long time. Don't forget to build in flexibility. Life happens, and that's okay. Your system should be a guide, not a rigid rulebook. I keep Fridays open for catch up or spontaneous plans. I'm pretty much a very spontaneous person myself, and sometimes I just hate that I have to do something if I've had it planned in my schedule. So I leave some days in the week, one or two, where I can just do whatever I want to do and be spontaneous and let myself be loose. Use tools to help you stay organized. Whether it's a planner, an app, or sticky notes, find tools that make it easier to stick to your system. Not the kind of stick as in sticky notes, but I mean sticking to your routine so we can be consistent. Some of my favorites are Notion for planning, Google Calendar for scheduling, and a simple notebook for daily reflections. The reason I use Notion is because I have a vast amount of ideas that I always forget, and Notion plays as my master tool where I will collect everything in my life in just one place. This way, I know where to go if I suddenly have an idea that I don't want to forget, or if I have a task that I suddenly have to work on and have to come back to later. I always go to Notion so that I don't forget anything. Google Calendar is my last resort for schedules because if I write it down in my notepad or notebook, I sometimes forget to look at my calendar. So, as I use my simple notebook for scribbling little thoughts or notes or plans, I always make it a thing to again put it into my Google Calendar so that I have it on digital devices. Once you have your system in place, consistency is key again. Here are a few tips to keep it going. Set small, achievable goals. Break big projects into bite sized tasks. Compelling small steps gives you momentum. Reward yourself. Celebrate your wins, no matter how small. It keeps you motivated to stick with your system. I love letting myself go to a cafe and just sit in the atmosphere, just kind of soak it in, enjoy a latte, and just have that time makes me so inspired. I don't know what it is, why I love cafes so much. Be kind to yourself. Some days you won't go as planned, and that's okay. Focus on progress, not perfection. For me, jotting my milestones in a journal really helps me to look back on all the things that I was able to accomplish. And just by looking at them, I realize over and over again that I've done plenty. I don't have to do more, and it's okay to let go. Remember, finding your way is a journey, it's not a destination. It's about creating a system that makes your life easier, more joyful, and more aligned with your goals. So that's all for today's video. I hope you liked it. Also, if you can share anything that you found that worked for you, I would love to hear them in the comments below. See you in the next video. Bye!